Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Geese and Degenerates today. Since Spooky Month is over, we're taking it easy with some really good animated movies, starting with Finding Nemo, the
Mm.
first Pixar movie to have a Oscar award. I think, if my memory serves correctly, it has a distinction.
Let me check it right now. I'm usually the one. Yes, it won the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature Film and like a bunch of others. But if we wanted to talk about that, that was it. So,
Yeah,
yay!
it's directed by
Crazy.
Andrew Stanton and came out 80 years ago. That's crazy, actually.
Did you say 8 or 18? I misheard it. 18,
Eight,
right?
eight.
8?
Oh,
What
sorry,
do you mean 8 years ago?
18. My math's horrible.
Yeah, it's okay. I was like, wow, can you imagine someone who was born in 2003 is legal now, or at least legal here where we're from?
Do you remember the first time you watched this movie?
I don't remember it because I was incredibly young, but I think I ended up watching this. If my memory serves me correctly, I watched this in the theater. So I think I do technically remember my first time, but I don't think I was like conscious enough to really remember it because like obviously I was about 4 years old, so that was really young. So, but if we want to talk about the first time I remember it, obviously I remember loving it. Like it would rerun on Disney Channel after a certain point, right? Like all the Disney movies from the theaters would go onto the channel, and you would watch it on TV. So I remember watching it, and I don't know if I could say I loved it because I was a kid. Everything I loved was it was normal to just love anything that was fun. But I did remember getting scared because of the first part of the movie where the I don't know what kind of fish it was, but it was obviously a fish that ate other fish. So I
Oh,
remember being scared. Did you get scared of that when you were younger? Because you're obviously older than me, so
um,
you might have like memories better than I did.
no, I was a kid who watched too much Discovery Channel, so seeing that, I was
Ah,
like,
so
oh,
it felt.
I know that thing from TV.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Like, but for me, my mom was very, she didn't like shelter me in the say like per se. Um, she just like tried to avoid just violent things for when I was really young. So I obviously she doesn't think twice when it's a kids movie. It's a Disney. It's made for kids. There's no way that they'd show something that wasn't at least some form of age appropriate. But it was my first exposure to some form of violence, or one of the first things that exposed me to violence, and I was like, "Oh my god, why? What happened, mom?" I was like, "What happened?" And then she explained to me, "Oh, the fish eats the other fish," and I was crying, and I was like, "Oh my god." I was
Well,
so sad, I remember. Like I remember feeling some form of existential dread at like 5 years old.
on that day, you've discovered what the circle of life truly meant, right?
Yeah, I truly would. Yeah, exactly. But like I think it's still like appropriate. Like you can't have you gotta have some form of like
Dread.
like dread, yeah, not trauma. My god, that's such a big word. But like yeah,
So where
that
did
was
the
like my
trouble
first
start for you, Finding Nemo? Oh God.
Finding Nemo. Oh god. Actually, Um, this is not related. This is like a commercial break from Finding Nemo for a little bit. But my first actual movie, I no, maybe I'm wrong. When did The Incredibles come out?
I think it's a year after.
Yeah, it was a year after. So maybe I watched but I also remember going to watch The Incredibles and being absolutely scared of that too. Because they're fighting. So I was of course very like my first exposure to violence was Disney Channel. I don't know. It's such a strange story. I know. I hope you guys don't mind that like Enzo and I are very chill today because admittedly we're just talking about a very sweet. It's a very sweet, very wonderful kids movie, and but like it's still a kids movie, so yeah, it's just my experience growing up. Oh my god. But yeah, my first exposure to violence was Disney
Uh,
Channel.
I love how we learn something new about each other throughout these videos. Like,
I know it's crazy. So Nina's first exposure to like dangerous, cause like the most fighting that like cartoons do is like haha punch and then they laugh, right? But it's not. It doesn't look like it hurts. But when there's genuine consequences, like all of your children getting eaten by a fish, or like of course you're gonna be like, what the hell?
before,
Oh my
before
god.
we get into my first experience, how did you handle Bambi's mom getting shot?
I didn't watch that until much later in my life.
Oh,
Like the first time I had watched Bambi, I had already been aware of like Bambi's mom getting killed.
okay.
So it was a meme, right? Like for a while, because for some reason Bambi wasn't being shown in Disney, or if it was, I never actually caught it. Because he technically had three channels to pick from. You could pick from Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and Disney. So I probably wasn't catching it. So
Probably.
I was much, much, much older, like really older before I watched Bambi. Like probably already like during the internet age, like when you could have like access to the internet on a regular basis and not
Oh,
just
okay.
go to computer shops.
That'd be weird if
So
you go
yeah.
to a computer shop. Like, sir, can I please watch Bambi on the computer? Like,
Yeah.
okay, sure, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
It's nothing
Yeah.
illegal. Sure, you can watch it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, but yeah, that was my was later. But yeah, what about you? I want to hear what your experience with Nemo was. How old were you?
uh, how old was
It
I?
was 2003 when it came out. So like just do the math.
6, 7. I was probably 8 when it came out.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember like posing with like a pic the poster of Finding Nemo because my mom's like, oh, it's adorable. Why don't you post beside it? And then
How cute.
I don't think I can find it for the general audience, but I remember watching it in Southmont with my mom, sister, and tita, and then we
Oh,
all had
that's cute.
a wonderful time watching it. But as a kid, at that time, like I barely remembered it. I was like, oh, pretty
Yeah, of
fish.
course. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And like I said, like I watched too much Discovery Channel and Animal Planet, so I was like, clownfish are kind of lame, but that's okay. I like, I do like everything else.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because I remember, oh my God, the like, oh my gosh, the like when I would go to the beach and you could see a clownfish, like people would be like, it's like, did you ever have that experience? Because of course, Finding Nemo like made all the fish really popular, and like there was
Yeah,
a time where people were like, I think there was a like some news article coming out. I don't know. This might just be me like my mind just fucking with me, right? But like I think there was like a time when clownfish were getting caught so much from the sea that it was becoming a genuine problem
yeah,
because of Finding Nemo.
yeah. They were like, we can
Okay,
keep
so
a
I'm
clownfish, and it's like they can care for goldfish, right? There's no problems with it. And apparently, clownfish are very high maintenance, if I remember correctly.
yeah. Yeah, something along those lines. It was just very difficult. The upkeep was difficult, and like the population, I don't know if the population was dwindling to a certain like to a like, massive extent, but I think it was just enough that it was a problem that it
Yeah.
could be newsworthy. So I was kind of like, oh dang. Yeah,
I,
but I always had a feeling I don't know about you, but before you move to your point, Finding Nemo was kind of the movie that made me think I don't really want to fish because Nemo was like I want to be in my home in the ocean, and I was like that's so me in my head. My little kid head was like no, the fish have to be in the ocean. As if I didn't eat fish on a regular basis, but they're not Nemo, so it didn't matter. It's so dumb because I was a kid. Of course, I'm dumb, right? Oh my
I
God.
love the
Anyway,
I love the
what did you
fish
say, man?
bias. Like
Yeah, the fish eyes.
as long as it's not brightly orange, it's fine. I can eat it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because they're ugly. I'm just kidding. They're ugly.
I mean, you're
No,
kind of
but
not
what did you
wrong
want
on
to
that
say?
front. Anyway, but like you, I watched it like on the Disney Channel. Like I remember it would air like at 9 or 10, and then it
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God.
be way past my bedtime. Like, Mom, please, it's Finding Nemo. Can I just watch 30 minutes of it? And I just tried to convince her like, no, it's an hour more, please. But
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. You just be like, wait until I finish. I'll go to sleep. I swear.
like, I don't want to go to school. Can I just watch Finding Nemo? Especially since
Yeah.
we come from the school, we both come from the same school, so it's like I rather not do that work.
Yeah, because I think, and plus we were on. I don't know if this applies for other countries, but for our bus services aren't like the ones because of I lived in the States for a little while, so I know, you go to a bus stop because it makes a certain route. But in our country here in private schools or even in like general school, like most schools that had bus services, they would pick you up at your house. So you would get a time, your bus driver at the beginning of the year would give you a time, and if you were obviously the first one, you had to wake up the earliest. So we woke up early too. So if we stayed up late, it'd be totally sucky. I know it has nothing to do with anything, but like, I hate as a kid, right? If you didn't get your 8 hours, it would suck so bad. I would be like, oh
Yeah,
god.
yeah. I was the first one, so I know what
Yeah,
it's
you
like.
were the first. I remember. I think you told me about like, oh, I was always the first one on the bus because
Yeah,
obviously the farther you live, the earlier you had to be,
yeah.
right?
I
Yeah.
remember we had to before we got into the movie. I remember this one guy who was like the last, who lives super close to school, was the last guy to get picked up. Like, why can't you just walk?
Yeah,
Just
like
walk.
just walk. What's
Anyway, there's a huge gap between Disney Channel until I watched again. Like when it came to Netflix in 2018, that's like when I regularly watched it. Like I should analyze this movie since I like Pixar anyway. And throughout observing and analyzing them, I'm like, damn, this is a really good movie. No wonder it got such huge acclaim back in the day. And rewatching it for this video, I was like, this movie really holds up. It's not like the graphics could use a touch up. Nah, it's perfect in that sense. Because going into the movie uh, for this review, I was like, damn, the effects really do hold up. Like the water scenes, like when you're underwater, looks absolutely beautiful. Like
I agree.
you get the sensation that you're underwater as well. And like the few small details, like when you zoom into like Marlin or Nemo, or Dory for that matter, and you see the scales, you're like, wow, Pixar really goes into very every little detail they can when making their movies, and you appreciate them for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, I think animation. I'm not an animation major, but like, I really enjoy. It's really like a one. I made the joke before our video that it was a sensory experience because it's just so visually like incredible. 2003, can you imagine if that was 2003, 18 years later, and it's just getting better and better. When was the second movie that came out? The Finding Dory?
2016.
2016, right? Like that looked really wonderful as well. So, it's Pixar is really like wonderful. Their animation's incredible. Like I'm not to like this isn't any shade on Toy Story because obviously I think Toy Story is the first Pixar movie to come
Yeah,
out, right? So when you compare like the first to like let's say even Finding Nemo, like the leaps and bounds that they took between their first movie and Finding Nemo, it's incredible. So
yeah,
yeah, I even thought so. It held up well as well. So it was
yeah,
really nice. It was such a wonderful experience.
yeah. Going back to the first Toy Story, like that being the first one, there you can see the technical limitations. Like the toys look amazing, but when you get to the humans, like, good God, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, like what is that? Like I remember, I don't know, like it was very uncanny valley. Even for me as a kid, I could totally see there was something wrong with the humans. Like there was something that did not feel right watching them. Of course, as a kid, you're kind of like suspension of disbelief is so much better. But when you look at them, you're kind of there was some form of unease, especially what's his name, the bully, who like
Sid.
yes, Sid. Like, oh my god, him and his toys, absolute nightmare fuel. I don't know why they. Oh my god, it's insane.
We can get to that when we revisit Toy Story 4 some other
Yeah, if
time.
ever.
But
Yeah,
like,
oh my god.
yeah, it's like looking at Sid and his potato dog. We're like, that doesn't look right. That
Yeah.
doesn't look right at all. But yeah, going from that to Finding Nemo, we're like, damn, Pixar must have gotten a huge budget increase because I think no, they were still separate from Disney at this point. I think, but
Yeah.
this is a studio that constantly from Toy Story to like maybe Ratatouille, put out really, really great movies. Like there's
Hmm.
not like they're okay until like maybe Cars, and then you can see like some of the faults.
Yeah, like Cars was a little like obviously as a kid I had very fond memories of Cars, but when you kind of look back at it as an adult, you're kind of like, ah, what was really the whole deal about Cars? You know, it was kind of like a fever dream.
Yeah, and then they
It was
double
very fever dreamish.
they
Yeah,
double down on Cars too. They're like, good God, there's no effort in this movie whatsoever. It's just a fucking
yeah,
toy commercial. But
yeah,
I
absolutely.
think in recent years, Pixar has been bouncing it back up in a major way with like Inside Out.
What? Yeah, and I was thinking too. Inside Out was probably the first one that I in my recent memory that I could think of was like had the good quality again. Not to say like Pixar isn't like there in terms of Pixar quality, some movies falter. You
Yeah.
know, some movies really don't feel like the Pixar quality top quality that you're expecting. So Inside Out was really good, yeah. What else? Sorry, I know we're talking about Finding Nemo, but I'm trying to think what else
Uh,
after Inside Out because I
there
kind
was
of forgot.
Coco,
Oh, was Coco was yeah, Coco was Pixar.
the
Yeah. Oh my god.
the movie that launched Thousand Tears because of the one
Yeah,
song. Uh,
yeah, the one song.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, I cry when I hear it. But anyway, yeah.
But yeah,
You know.
um, going back to the movie, like what Pixar does best is making memorable characters, and the first two memorable characters we are introduced to after the horrific massacre of Nemo's entire brothers and
Yeah,
sister
Neo's
and
and
mom.
Dyson.
You're like, good God, what a way to open. What does Disney, what does Pixar and Disney have against moms or dads or both of them, for that
Yeah,
matter?
exactly. It's one or the other. You can never have two parents.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
Pixar rule.
Yeah, exactly. You can never have both parents alive. Someone's always got to be dead or gone or somewhere. So yeah.
Yeah, but you see from the opening, like Nemo is very uh, outgoing, very flamboyant, and Marlin's just overprotective. Like, don't go so far from the money. I
And
can't even say it right.
then. No, it's okay. I think that's the goal. You can't really say it
Yeah,
right. It's a difficult word. Or at least for me it is also.
and Marlin's interaction with the other parents like really stiff too. It's like when he's trying to tell the joke, the parents are like, "Oh God, this guy's supposed to be funny. What's wrong with him?"
Yeah, you're a clownfish. You should be funny. Like I love that. I kind of love that running joke.
Yeah,
It's like you're a clownfish. Say a joke. Not like in that specific verbatim, but like you're funny. So yeah, it's cute. I don't even know why they're called clownfish now that I think about it. They don't even look like clowns.
I don't know.
Anyway, let's that's a question for another day. That's a
Uh, we
philosophical question.
we can just YouTube Animal Planet the
Yeah.
answer like why it's called clownfish, but like um during I think it was during the school trip that Nemo gets in trouble because he touches the boat and gets captured by the
The
divers.
butts.
The
The
butt,
butts.
yes, the
The
butt.
butts. It's so cute. Sorry, I have really fond memories of this movie. It's so funny. It's the butts. I also was very confused. Like as a kid, I was like, why are they calling it the butt? Oh, because they have a thing. I never realized fish until much later in my life. As in like in my teenage years that I realized, oh, they can't say things right because they're fish. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why it took so long for me to realize these fish can't say the right words because they're fish. But it's
Fish
really
can
dumb. Another dumb Nina moment.
fish can say right words like fucking escape. Like what the fuck is that?
Yeah, escape. I didn't know what that was too. Like again, some of these jokes as a kid, because you're looking at some of these jokes fly over your head, you
Yeah,
know.
like when I watch it again on Netflix, like oh, it means escape. God, I'm a
Yeah,
dumb
escape
kid.
or like P. Sherman. I'm sure being Filipino, by the way, I'm sure we were gonna note this, but do you remember how they had a lot of Filipino animators in this movie, right? So that's where P. Sherman comes from. It's like the no, P. Sherman comes from the Filipino pronunciation saying Fisherman.
Are you serious?
Did you not know? Did you
I didn't
not
know.
know?
I didn't know.
Seriously, dude, it was like so off. Like, dude, I'm not joking. So many like apparently they had a lot of Filipino animators. So P. Sherman was fisherman.
Oh my god, that's so funny. I never realized till now, like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, diba, right? I'm
Um,
surprised you would realize that. I thought you would point it out.
but
But yeah, fish can't say things right. Whatever.
like after Nemo's captured, they run into Dory, and what I love about Dory is that in any other hands, this character is just super annoying, and you just want like, please, just stop talking, just please, just help Marlin find his son. But like in the right hands, which is Pixar's, this character is very endearing, and it's so cool to see how the convenient ways that she forgets, like just at the right moment, you're like, oh shit, she's forgetting again.
Yeah. I remember being really annoyed with Dory as a kid. Because I was like, Marley needs to look for his son. You need to help. But I think like it would be a very boring movie otherwise if Dory wasn't there.
I mean, if Dory wasn't there, Marlon would just give up. Be like, I guess I
Yeah,
don't have a son
probably.
anymore. Um,
Yeah, I guess I'm not even a dad no more.
ah, fuck. But like, she pushes him to go out of his comfort zone. Like, look, dude, the world's chaos and you can't control it. It's fine. Just go with the flow. You'll be
Yeah,
good.
exactly. Just keep saying, just the the line to come out of the movie. You just keep swimming. So it's very cute. I love it.
Did you like the sharks or were you afraid of them as a kid?
Um, I don't think I was afraid of them as I was the other fish, like the fish that just ate Nemo's like brothers and sisters. Because they were. I actually thought they were quite like. They made me like sharks actually as a kid. So I wasn't that at all. I was just kind of confused about the fish are friends, not food. I was like, I didn't really get that for a while because I didn't. Of course, you didn't know. My like exposure to fish was like I didn't know fish ate other fish, so or like carnivore. Do you call them like carnivore fish or
Yeah,
something? Yeah, like I didn't know about carnivorous fish. So yeah, I didn't really get again, many jokes flew over my head as a kid.
yeah, and like the first carnivore fish you see, that's not the shark, is the one that kills Nemo's mom, and it's like feral. It's like, what fish is
Yeah, I was
that?
like, okay.
Uh,
It was
uh,
terrifying. Yeah.
yeah, but with the sharks, I like the twist of it's like an what do you call those things? Alcohol Anonymous, something like that, right?
Yeah, like alcohol, but yeah, something like Alcohol Anonymous. Like it's a support group.
Yeah, for sharks trying not to eat fish, which is kind of fun. When you grow up and you're like, they kind of have to, unless you're a whale
Yeah,
shark.
yeah, unless you're a whale shark that just eats like the little like plankton that aren't really like there, like. But it's Pixar. They gotta sanitize their hands, keep things
Clean.
as clean as they could, even after that very traumatic opening sequence.
You're like, see, it's happy now. Stop crying. Like, why?
Right.
But
Yeah, it was a time.
I do like. I love how the great white shark's name is after. It's a tribute to the shark's name in Jaws, which Spielberg named Bruce because it kept failing and
Oh.
such.
Oh.
Yeah, the
Oh
more you
my
know,
god.
right?
Oh. Yeah, the more you know. It's very cute. I always love Pixar's little Easter eggs. That's
Yeah.
like, you did 20 things you didn't know about this movie from Pixar. Like, because, you don't really catch it on your first and all. You
Yeah.
don't really get the references sometimes.
Yeah, and they're famous for laying Easter eggs in movies like this of their own property. Like in Finding Nemo, you see. I don't know if you saw this, but you see like a Buzz Lightyear action figure in the dentist office.
I think I remember seeing that, but yeah, Pixar likes to do that with their movies,
Yeah,
like add that up. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, be like there was a show on Disney that would be like, you didn't catch this from this movie, and then you would show it, and I'd be like, oh, that's cool. So yeah, it's super adorable. I love it. I always love being like, it's there.
yeah.
So yeah,
Um, Speaking of the dentist, like the aquarium fish are pretty amazing too. Like,
yeah, they're
uh,
pretty memorable. Oh my god,
the
love
William
it.
Dafoe fish, Gil, is excellent. So is the
William Dafoe was Gil? No
yeah.
freaking way. Crazy. No way. Oh my god. Wow. Never thought I would see him in as Gil. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Willem Dafoe. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. It's just that, as a kid, you don't really know many actors,
Yeah.
obviously, so you're kind of like, oh, whatever. But yeah, cool. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, speaking of Gil, by the way, there's this like trend now that like people are into Gil from Finding Nemo, but like like yeah, like they're like sexually attracted to this fish. Like they do art and then they make him a person like human bent it's so hilarious. I mean, no judgment, I'm just saying it's like I would have never have thought to be sexually attracted to a fish. But then again, like a lot of people are like really attracted to Nala from The Lion King. Yeah! Don't lie. You probably liked some, there's a little furry in all of us.
Anyway, the aquarium crew is pretty cool too. Like I like the what do you call it, pufferfish.
Yeah, the puffer fish. There's also I like the shrimp. I like the shrimp one. Or I don't know. Is it a shrimp?
I think it is.
Yeah, it's like a shrimp, right? Yeah.
Or if it isn't, like maybe it's a mini lobster, but that doesn't make sense.
Uh, yeah, besides like some crustaceans. I like that one. It was so cute.
The
I
starfish
like
is
his
pretty
event.
hilarious too. The
Oh my
flying.
god, the
The
starfish.
sun is
Yes, oh my
shining. The
god.
tank is clean. Tank is clean.
The
The tank is clean.
tank is clean. Oh my god. Yeah, I think this is just really a sign that like even after all these years, every character that they wrote is like it's like a testament to like just how memorable they are and like how wonderful and sweet and just again memorable, just wonderful. I love it so much. Like I can't believe you remember just all these fish.
Also, for years I thought the starfish was voiced by a dude. Apparently, it's voiced by Alison Jenny from the most recent movie I remember her from is I, Tonya. She plays like Tonya Harding's mom. I don't know if you've seen
Oh,
that movie.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw. I loved I, Tonya, but like crazy. I had no idea.
yeah,
I also thought that like the starfish was like a masculine voice. So I was like,
yeah,
oh, you telling me that the starfish was. But then again, are we surprised? Like Naruto was voiced by a girl, so
yeah. And Timmy Turner's voiced by Tara Strong.
yeah, they
So
be they're strong. So there's no. It's
yeah,
not really a bad thing. It's just interesting.
uh, yeah. There's watching this movie. You're like again as an adult or like with a more developed brain. You're like, oh, I know that actor for somewhere. Oh shit, that's the Green Goblin. And when you get to the Pelican, you're like, oh shit, that's Captain Barbosa from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Crazy. Oh my god. Ah. Oh my gosh. I think another very memorable thing about like the birds naman is like the mine. I
Mine,
did not
mine.
I still kind of don't get that joke. Is there a joke somewhere that I miss, or do they just is that just like a thing
I,
from
I,
Pixar?
I guess seagulls are just very, possessive. I don't know.
I don't know, right? But it's cute. It's cute. I remember being actually kind of scared of them because I was like, oh my god, they're gonna eat the fish. Like I genuinely got fearful that they were gonna eat like Marlin and Dory because
Yeah,
of course because I was very scared. Yeah.
but another memorable character that I love the most is Crush the Turtle. Like
Oh yeah.
that dude's amazing, and he's voiced by the director. Like that's pretty cool.
Oh, so sweet. Yeah, I think this podcast is us just talking about just raving about how much we love like all the memories that we have of
Yeah,
Finding Nemo. Yeah, like oh my gosh, my mom loved Crush. Like I don't know, she was so like into his vibe. Like she found him really funny. Yeah, so besides Marlin, because my mom, I told Enzo this and Jomar while we were discussing Finding Nemo, but like Finding Nemo has a very special place in my mom and I's heart because this is I think her favorite Pixar movie because she always because my mom's like for those first thing there's the first time I've ever said it on like the internet like I'm an only child and she's like a single mom, so like she can very much relate to like Marlin's like I will look for my child kind of deal. So like it's always been our favorite movie because I was always like, "Ah, if I was ever Nemo, my mom would look for me." So it's very sweet. Yeah, it's very soft placed in my heart, even though I got traumatized by it.
that's a double-edged sword in that
Yeah.
regard. But
It's the, a little part of me gets scared still. Like the little Nita still gets scared. Yeah, but sorry, please.
No, but I'm saying like going back to Dory, like if it wasn't for Dory, we would never get to this point on time. We'd just be in it money forever. Like I guess this is the movie. This is just too depressing.
Yeah, exactly. It's very depressing. I think for what it was worth, Ellen obviously had a very good role playing as Dory, you
Yeah,
know. It's
I,
very Ellen-like to be Dory and so
I
she
think
put her personality.
this is the
Yeah.
one that really revitalized her career because he had lost the show because she came out during that
Was it
time period.
really?
Yeah,
I knew she lost the show because she came out, but I had no idea that Finding Nemo was the one that brought her back.
I think it was this and a HBO comedy special she did. It was like a
Ah,
one-two punch, and we have the Ellen we know today.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so I,
Interesting. I didn't know that.
I gotta love how all of the creatures, like when they're telling the story, have their own personalities. Like the swordfish are Englishmen, and like the lobsters
Yeah.
are like from Boston. You're like, that's very creative.
It's very cute. I really think that like this is obviously this is a movie for all ages, so anyone can enjoy it. Because I think that there are some movies that are like, and this isn't to put down animation because we know historically that like animation has been looked down because it's only ever been for children. Like I think that there are some movies that like don't really speak to adults. Like when you watch it, you don't really like connect to it. But I think Finding Nemo truly is like the best experience for all ages. Like one of the best movies for all ages, no matter
Yeah,
what how old you are, you know. Because like I'm not dissing, but like I'm not dissing anything. I'm just saying like think Ponyo from like Studio Ghibli. When I watched it, I was like, wow, this is really a kid's movie. But then you look at the other Ghibli movies and you can relate to it more. Like any kid could watch it, all the adults can watch it, you know? So this is really just like one of those best for all ages movies. So yeah.
and I don't think with Ghibli that you can say it's all for kids because when you look at something like Grave of the Fireflies or like Princess
Oh god,
Mononoke,
no.
you're like, God damn, there's some decapitations in Princess
Yeah,
Mononoke.
yeah, agreed. I was like, you know, like some movies are better than others. Like Studio Ghibli has a wide range of like it's better to watch. You know, it's better if you're older to watch
Yeah.
this than like being like a younger. Because I remember I was watching Princess Mononoke and I was like, this is not for kids.
Oh,
This is
definitely
not for
not.
kids. This is not for kids.
Like disembowelment for kids. Cool.
Yeah,
Thanks, Ghibli.
exactly. I was like, oh god. I had a friend watch Grave of the Fireflies. Again, I know we're going on a tangent, but I had a friend watch Grave of the Fireflies when she was super young and she got like so turned off by anime after that. Like she was like after that I will never I could not watch another anime. I was like, "Oh, good to know."
I can't
I'm
blame her.
sorry. I can't blame her. It's not a horrible movie. It's tragic. It's
Yeah,
a tragic movie.
it's one of those movies that you put on once and just never again. Like I'm good
Yeah,
forever.
like it's an experience. Yeah, it's an experience that you only ever want to have once in your life.
I mean, I have respect for those who want to watch it multiple times, but I can't do that. Like I
Yeah,
like
I
life.
can. I like being happy.
Yeah.
Like I know I'm a depressed bitch, but I like being happy too. Oh my god. Anyway, sorry.
Speaking of
Tangent over.
being happy and going back to the movie, like the one scene that really kills me is Dory speaking whale. I don't know why, it just kills me every time. Like it's
Yeah,
just so
it's
funny.
my mom's favorite part too, actually. Like besides like if Crush is her favorite character, like that moment with Dory, like I don't know, it cracks my mom up so much. Like I know I'm not like I don't want to be like like a wet blanket, but it wasn't really that funny to me even as a kid. I was just kind of like, cool, she's trying to speak well, but like I never got it. But my mom cracked up so hard. I was like, oh, okay, good to know.
I think for me it's like when she switches to like humpback or like why? Penny please
Yeah,
stop.
but like as if there's a difference between the first ooh and the second ooh.
And then Marlin being like, you offended him, he's going away. I'm like, haha, that's funny too.
Okay, that one is this sarcasm. Marlon's sarcasm is literally like so hilarious. I
Yes.
love it. Yeah, it was another great highlight. I was also kind of like sad for Dory because like at times like as a kid, sometimes sarcasm doesn't really register the same way. So I used to think that Marlin was being really unnecessarily mean to Dory, but also sometimes I was like, you're kind of being, you're kind of not using your brain cells so much.
Yeah, and you're like, oh damn, Marlin can be a dick at times. Like when he convinces you,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
no, the jellyfish are fine. We can bounce across them. Now I'm gonna treat us as a race. You're like, oh god, poor Dory. She's almost
Yeah.
eaten by one of the jellyfish.
Oh my God, speaking of the jellyfish, that was also another traumatic, like a traumatic memory. You just unlocked the core memory for me. Because I was scared of them, like if
I
you
don't
think
blame
about it,
you.
well, that's a hellscape.
Yeah. I every time since then, like when I'm at a beach or like on a boat and I see a jellyfish, I just think of Finding Nemo. I'm like, oh god, the memories are coming back.
Good.
Uh,
Yeah. Because like okay, there are very many things I think that you can that's terrifying about the ocean, and it's like besides like the huge void of nothing, it's also like thinking on like this gigantic like field of jellyfish that could hurt you. Like that's terrifying, like the size of the void, like shit like that scares me
it's
too.
like I think I would rather swim with a shark than be stung by 1,000 jellyfish.
Yeah, and then like slowly die.
Yeah,
God.
I'm like, yes, I rather have my leg ripped off, please.
Oh. At least it's one and done, right?
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, what so at some point in the movie we're introduced to Darla, which I don't know about you, but
Oh,
like
she was
Darla
kind of
traumatized
scary.
my sister.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I because of the fucking psycho music too. She's like, nope. I hear that music, I think of Darla.
In fairness, it's kind of like it's kind of like hell. Like she's like the devil or something when she shakes the fish.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's so sad.
Every time she shakes the bag with Nemo, I almost get like a mini heart attack. Like, please,
Yeah,
this
because
can stop.
they really like made it up to be this horrible, horrible thing in the movie. So like whenever like before you knew about like how to take care of a fish, right? We had we had these games. I don't know if I think we had some in school where you could pick up a fish. Like they gave you a frame. They put like this really like paper on it, and you could pick up a fish and put it in the like your thing, and then they would give you the fish. And like I remember, because I don't know if you remember that. I remember it distinctly. But like when I had the fish in the bag, I like was so careful never to shake it because of that movie. Yeah.
Yes, I remember attending parties like those. Like, you can win a fish. And then I get back home, like, oh, no.
Yeah, I kind of get like sad for them. Like I don't like the idea of those kinds of games anymore because they
Yeah.
kind of make me feel really sad because they're so sad.
Yeah. Because they're contained in a small field. You're like, that's kind of sad when you think about
Yeah,
it.
and then like yeah, exactly. Like it's really sad. Like I know people take care of their pet fish just fine, but I know that there are other people that don't really take care of their fish, and that's kind of really sad again. Like again, it's just a sad industry business thing, so whatever. But yeah, I was just so careful as a kid because I was like, if I even shake it, they're gonna die. Nemo.
But you
Yeah,
gotta
that
love.
movie. Hmm?
Sorry, what?
No, that movie just made me learn a lot of things growing up.
Care
But
more
yeah.
about fish. Uh,
Yeah, exactly.
but gotta love Gil being the MVP and launching himself out of the volcano to save Nemo. Like, I like Gil a lot.
Oh my God, it's really a no.
Uh, but like
It's a heartwarming movie.
when you get to the
Sorry.
finale and they're finally reunited, like as a kid, that finale was one of the few times I remember being on the edge of my seat. Like, I hope this ends well. This better end well.
Yeah, yeah, because they were like, Marlon was like going home. He was really sad, and he was like, "No, your son is fine." Like it's like those moments where like those moments in like media where like somebody comes to this spot, but then they don't find them, but then the other person goes to the spot,
Yeah,
and you're like, "No." You just missed them. I was also really scared for it as a kid because of course you're like you had like this whole movie of the father searching for the son and then he just missed him.
Oh man. And like the him going like that, trust me, you have to let go, and that moment is like very powerful. So, because Marlon finally learns like I have to trust my son that he can do this,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I have to stop being so overprotective and just let go of the flow and trust that we can accomplish this together.
Yeah, yeah,
Though,
exactly. It was so sweet.
as a kid, like when Nemo's on the bottom, I turned to my mom, I was like, "Is he dead? Is this how it's ending?" And
Yeah,
she's like, "I
yeah.
hope not." It's like, "Oh, thanks for the comfort."
Yeah, I mean, like, I think a part of me as a kid always believed, like, this is a kid's movie. They wouldn't kill Nemo, parang ganyan. So I wasn't as scared for it. It was more just like them messing each other that was the more frustrating part. But yeah, that was really a time.
Yeah, and they're all reunited and they live happy together
Remember
after.
after?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I
So,
think. Yeah.
what would
Sorry, yeah.
you? I was about to say, what would you rate this movie?
Oh my God. um, I don't have any qualms with it. I think it's a wonderful movie. Uh, I a part of me wants to say it's a perfect movie because I really have nothing against this movie. This is a wonderful movie, but I think I'm going to put it at like a 9.5 because giving a 10 is like really hard for me to do. I don't think I could even give like another movie that's in my head right now like a 10. So I will give it a 9.5 because it's a really, really great movie. It's such a wonderful experience. If for some reason you live under a rock and haven't watched Finding Nemo, please give it a watch. It's a great experience for any and all ages, really. So, yeah, 9.5 for me.
I'll give it a 10 out of 10. I have no problem with this movie. I think it comes close to perfection. Like, I really think can think of like anything that I hate or dislike, or you have a nitpick about it. Like, there's no annoying characters. I think the score is amazing too. The graphics are great, and the characters are amazingly done. And there's a reason why they lived on and like the memories of people who've watched this movie and grown up thinking fondly of this movie. And the sequel's
Mm-hmm.
not bad either. I think it's a worthy follow up to this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But looking back at it, there's not really. It doesn't really do what Picture does best, which is, rip your heart out and show it to you at times. Because that's like reserved for like Coco and Inside Out. Uh, is there any Picture movie that you remember that does that to the audience?
I'm not off the top of my head, really. I couldn't, like, I mean, like, you already mentioned, like, Coco, right? So that made me cry.
Another
Okay, so let me just go ahead, please,
another
while
one I can
I'm
think of
looking.
is the furnace scene from
Oh,
Toy Story 3.
the furnace scene, yeah,
Yeah.
from Toy Story. I also up
Up.
was a time. Up
Up.
that first sequence with the with him and his wife. That you got me. Oh, whenever I hear it, when I hear I'm like, no, don't do it to me.
I was so late in watching that movie. Like, I think I watched it in like 2019 already.
Oh dang,
Yeah, so I was
that's
like,
late. Late.
I was leaving Netflix. So I was like, I might as well watch it. And like, the first 5 minutes broke me. I'm like, I don't think I can finish this movie. I'm gonna take a
Did you
break.
really?
Yeah. But thankfully, it's like leaving like in a week, so I had time to watch it again. So I was like,
Yeah,
geez. But that first
yeah,
5 minutes, like, God damn, that's heartbreaking.
exactly. Oh my god. But I think I love another movie that I just love in general is what do you call it? Ratatouille. I watched
Yes.
it over and over again as a kid. It was so entertaining to watch.
Um, Not to go into too deep into that, but like I love the fact that they still remind you that the main character's a rat and all his family's a
Yeah.
rat. So there's just still
Yeah.
this feeling of like when the old woman like opens the cabinet, and sees like 1,000 rats, you're just like, oh god, I'm gonna die. And they
Yeah,
just
exactly.
freeze and they scatter like, I think I might have a panic attack watching this.
Yeah. Like Pixar just does a great job of making like their non-human characters very adorable.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really register in your head that for me it didn't really register in my head like that's a rat. That's supposed to be gross. You know?
And then you see one
So
in
yeah.
real life, you're like, oh right.
Yeah, you're like, ah! And then oh my god, there's like a running joke on TikTok right before we end. Um where people are like, stop calling Remy Ratatouille. That's the dish that he makes, and I'm just like, I don't know, it's just so dumb. I was like, what is this? Like, people think that the rat is called Ratatouille. Okay, sure.
Sure.
I guess I never really watched it.
Like, did you not? Does that moment just blur out every time they say his name? Like,
Yeah.
it's Ratatouille forever.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. I think we can end that there.
Yeah.
We should do more. I love Pixar movies. Like, or I love most of them. I can't say I love all of them. Some are just. And then you guys reacted to Lightyear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Quite excited.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt. Interesting. Chris Pratt, sorry. I mean, Chris Evans.
Don't
Sorry,
sound
the
like
other
that.
Chris is also in.
That's because
Sorry,
Chris
the
Pratt's
other
being
Chris is.
cast and everything, apparently. Like, he's Mario, he's Garfield. Like, oh god, leave room for the rest of the Chris's, please.
Yeah. Sorry, anyway, sorry, wrong Chris. But anyway, yeah, I think we can end that there. We
Yes.
did our ratings. Yeah, Enzo, take it away.
Yes, that has been our video on Finding Nemo. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/geeksanddegenerates. We also have a Discord community. If you want to share your favorite Pixar movie with us and talk to us personally, you can talk to us there. We don't bite. We're cool, right, Nina? We're cool.
Yeah, we're totally cool.
But you can also find us individually. I'm at Instagram and Twitter. The links are down below. Nina, where can they find you individually?
You can find me on Twitter at Na9, and then you can find me on Twitch at Naina. I'm also Naina on Instagram. Yeah, that's it.
So many nines and us.
Yeah, many nines and nas.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes. This is us signing out. Continue to stay safe. Wear masks. Social distance. Get vaccinated if you can. And we'll see y'all next time. This is Enzo and Nina from GND, and we are saying goodbye. Bye.
Hello, bye.